My name's Felicia, and I will be leading you, practicing with you for a 45-minute flow. I always find it handy to have a block or two, so if you have a couple of those, feel free to grab it, and then get comfortable on your mat. Thanks again for joining me, and I'm glad that you're here. We will get started actually in a few minutes, so gather your blocks or block if you have it, and I hope you guys are doing okay today. Okay. So if you can, go ahead and grab your 2 blocks and just place it towards the top space of your mat. And we will start laying down. So go ahead and rest your whole body back on your mat. Make yourself comfortable. Untuck your tailbone and separate your feet apart about mat width distance. And then from there, you've got this wider stance. Go ahead and allow your knees to fall in towards one another. And just see how this feels for you, and particularly how that feels for you in your lower back region. You can rest your hands wherever they feel most comfortable. I have mine interlaced just behind my head. Feel free to stretch them out wide and long, all the way to the back space of your mat and where you are practicing. And then we'll find a little bit more adjustment now. So from here, allow your left knee to open up left. So go ahead and roll to your left pinky toe, left heel. And then your right knee continues to fall into the left side of your mat. A little gentle twist. Now as best as you can, ground your shoulders into the floor, into your mat space. Hug your low navel in, and let's switch. Roll your right foot, or rather take your right knee over to the right side of your mat so that you roll to your right pinky toe, right heel, and your left knee falls over to the right side of your space. We'll do that one time each side. Inhale, take the movement over to the left. Left knee left, right knee falls just along the inside of the sole of your foot. And then inhale, come back. Inhale, lift your knees up and over to the right side. Inhale, both of your knees back to center. Untuck your tailbone, pull both of your knees up towards your chest. Hold tight onto the front of your shins, and then roll your chin up towards your thighs, your knees, so that your shoulder blades are lifted away from your mat. And then just kind of roll towards the left side. Massage your upper back, lower back, and then roll towards the right. Wonderful. Now both of your knees stay close together. Supine twist, both knees stay stacked. Drop them over to the right. Open up your arms to a T, gaze opposite to the left. Inhale, pull your knees back up so shins are parallel to the sky, to the ceiling. Lower your knees over to the left, gaze opposite to your right. So it's just a really nice way to kind of get a little bit more comfortable in your space, in your body, especially when you have any sort of tightness or tenderness in the lower back region. Inhale, come back to the center. So then we kind of release any tightness that could be in the area with your feet, if you still have it, your block or your book, grab for it, and then place that block right between the middle of your thighs. Push your heels down into the floor. And then when you push your feet to the floor, your feet should be apart about hip width distance. Squeeze your block, then lift up your butts, and so that you are activating the front side of your hips. Relax your glute a little bit, and then come back down to your mat. Let's try that again, but let's work into parts of the body. Push your heels down, spread all 10 of your toes. Now squeeze the block with your two thighs. Lift your butt away from the floor, and I'd like for you to just push your hands down to the outside of your hips, tuck your shoulder blades beneath you, so that there is little and absolutely no tension at your upper neck region. Okay, now while you're here, just play with it. Squeeze the block and really firm your glutes. Now if you can you relax your glutes, but feel a little bit of that same support to strengthen your lower back. Now slow and easy, go ahead and lower back to rest down onto your mat. Remove the block, please. Pull your knees up towards your chest, and then lift your head up, lift your shoulders up. Let's this time roll lengthwise along your mat a couple of times. And then on this third roll coming forward, a supported boat pose. So toes touch to the floor, your heels stay raised. Go ahead and move from side to side. And you can grab for either the front side of your shins, or if you feel comfortable, for the back of your thighs. But I'd like for you to really lift your chest forward, roll your shoulders down your ears, and then breathe right here. Pointed toes playfully lift off of the floor, off of your mats. Breathe. So that big stretch in the previous pose, in the bridge pose with the block, you might have felt a stretch at the front side of your hips. Now we're really using the front side hip flexors to flex and to hold this position. Shoulders down your back, big breath in. Flex your left foot so your heel rises up to knee height, shin parallel to the mat, and now your right foot pulls up just as well. Take a solid breath of air in as you look up. Reach both of your hands up towards the sky above, and nice and slow, let's go down to a low boat. Clap your palms just in front of your thighs, in front of your face. Hold, point the toes, and breathe here for 3, 2, flex your feet and ride the breath up. Inhale, back to shins parallel, hands behind your thighs, back to pointed toes, and slowly hovering your toe tips towards the floor to your mat. Okay, full breath in, roll those shoulders back, pull your chest forward, breathe in. Long breath, empty it out. Now we'll start with the right foot. Go ahead and flex the right foot, pull your shin up parallel to about knee height, and then your left foot comes up as well. Look up, take a deep breath, reach your hands up and over your head. Now nice and slow, press through, low boat, pointed toes. Press your palms together or just your fingertips. A little longer hold here for 5. If you'd like to distract yourself and play with activating your full body, flutter your feet. 4, 3, 2, pause at 1. Grab for the back of your thighs, flex your feet, ride the breath in to a high boat. And now nice and slow, point the toes, ground your feet down. Great, so a nice stretch for this is Baddha Konasana. Should feel really nice. Soles of your feet together. You're seated nice and tall. Give yourself a little wiggle, left and right, right and left. Good. Hinge your heart, your head forward, and you can stay nice and tall upright. And then you can also take your two blocks and just help support the opening of your thighs in this butterfly leg as you send your hands forward, and maybe now you can feel a lower back release. Maybe you can take your head down, gazing down towards your toes. Close your eyes if you would like. Full breath in. Big breath out. Deep breath in. Long breath. Open up your mouth and exhale it out. Press your fingertips to the floor. Slowly rise all the way back up so your shoulders stack right over your hips. Wonderful. Now from here, go ahead and remove the block if you set it below your thighs. I'd like for you to keep your right shin, your right foot as you have it, but rather than pointed toes, flex your foot, and your left knee is going to line up just behind your right heel. You've got two of those blocks at the medium height. Lift your butt up and then just kind of swivel so that you can get your right knee at about level to your right heel. Sit down onto your right sit bone, sit tall and look upright. Breathe in. And as you do this, try and see if you can kind of find sensation along the front of your left hip flexor. You can point your toes, left toes behind you, flex your right toes in front of you, and then turn your upper torso and your gaze to the right. Pull your gaze back towards the center. Bring your hands to your chest. Lean back ever so slightly. Flex right toes right, flex left toes, and nice and slow. Can you inhale like we did starting at the beginning of practice, right? We're going to windshield wipe the leg so that your left knee falls out. Left, and then your right knee follows just behind your left heel. Grab for your two blocks, sit up nice and tall, and then even maybe bring your waist back so that you can feel a little bit more free movement to find a seat comfortably. Flex the left toes, point your right toes, push down into the block, sit tall first, and then feel and find either sensation at the front of your right hip flexor or maybe stretch and sensation to your left glute. Sitting tall, you can hold it here or start to turn your gaze deeper left. Those are my pups. Inhale, come back to gaze center. Move those blocks out of your way. Press your palms together at your chest. Flex your left and right toes. And then try to get both of your legs to move at the same time. Lean forward just a tiny bit. And then lean back. Inhale. Use your outer glutes, inner thighs to come back to center. Now we're going to take a wide straddle stretch. So hands rise over your head. Take an inhale. Lift your gaze up. And now take your left hand, send it over to your right thigh. Reach your right arm over your ear, over your shoulder, your head. Lean left. So I like to, when I take this stretch, to press the back of my left arm into the inside of my left thigh. And that gives me a little bit more rotation into the torso area, which helps me to kind of find a deeper breath. More space to breathe, always better when you can find a deeper breath, right? Take your left hand to the top of your right thigh, and what's something to keep in mind is not overextending the stretch in the back of your knee. So I like to bend my knees to keep this active. Turn the gaze upwards, breathe in, full breath out. Good, now take this right arm all the way up to the sky, left hand to your heart, slowly raise. So use your side obliques to lift you back up and your hips and your grounding. So I'm going to switch it out. So I'm going to swivel my right hand over to my left thigh. I'm going to deepen the drop of my right elbow to the mat if possible, or the back side of my right arm into the inside of my right thigh. Turning the gaze upwards, stretch and breathe into the left side of your body. Inhale. Full breath, exhale. Flex toes, little bend to the knees. Inhale, look up. Open up your mouth and let it go. Easy, slowly take your left hand up towards the sky, your right hand to your heart, and then from there, try to use your side body to lift you back up. Wonderful job. Hands together right before your chest. Glide your feet together to touch, and then here we are again. Low boat is where we go next, so press your palms together in front of you, lean back, and then pop your feet up off of the floor. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2, look up, shoulders relax away from your ears, and then let's go to high boat. Flex the toes, bend your knees, roll it back a few times, up and down along your mat. And then the third time, rolling forward, take your time to cross your right ankle over your left, ground your hands, and you can either step back one at a time or playfully hop to a chaturanga, upward facing dog, and a down dog. Pedal out your feet in your downward facing dog. Give yourself some time to freely move in your space and on your mat. Sometimes it feels nice to work one lung at a time. So bend your right knee, stamp your full left heel down, and then breathe. Switch it. Bend your left knee, stamp your full right foot down. Take a breath. And then from here, lift off of both of your heels, bend your knees, look forward. Go ahead and step to the top of your mat, one at a time, or hop. Travel and lift halfway up. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Separate your feet apart. You can hop them out wide or pivot, heel toe in. Wide enough so that your toes touch the very edge side of your mat. Bend your knees. Give a little bounce into your top body. Little shake of your ear and your head side to side, and then grab for your opposite of elbows with your hands. Ragdoll position. Big breath in. Full breath out. Halfway lift, inhale, look forward, shoulders away from your ears, heels in, then toes in, so your feet are now apart, hip width distance. Slowly rise, upward salute. Lift your arms up to the sky, Urdhva Hastasana, palms meet overhead. Exhale, Samastitihi, standing at attention. You can touch your thumbs to the middle brows, thumbs to the center lips, thumbs just before the center of your own chest. And as you stand here, welcome yourself once again, as you've now moved slowly in your body, but so powerfully in your body. My aim for you today is to find a little bit more relaxation and to let go of any excess energy or angst that you might be feeling as if you are holding a bit more in your body. Full breath. Inhale through your nose. And then open up your mouth, let it go. Open up your eyes, lift your hands up to the sky above. Big reach up, overhead, over your ears. On the exhale, slowly dive down, forward fold, melt down into your legs. So a little sway might feel nice to rock from side to side. Maybe A little bit of movement with your ear, left shoulder, ear, right shoulder. One more full breath in, and then a deep breath out. Tuck your back left toes, slowly lift out of that deeper lunge. Now walk your hands back, and then come into a half split. So flex your front right toes, walk your right hand onto each side of your leg. Lift your gaze forward, take an inhale. Big belly breath, exhale. So what's happening here is we're stretching the front of the right leg, but with my toes tucked and your toes tucked just behind you, you're getting a good toe stretch, left foot. Wonderful. Now come forward back into the lunge. Keep those toes tucked, lift off your back knee. Nice and slow, step into plank pose. Lower half the way, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And then exhale, down dog, take it home. Pedal out your feet. In this down dog, we'll open up to more variation. So once again, big toes touch the edges of your mat. Walk your feet in a bit closer to your hands so that you're still in this down dog position. Hips are real high, you're pressing into your hands, and you're also more so rooted into each of your feet. Yeah? Each foot. Ground into your left hand, lift your right arm. Take this right hand and now reach for either the outside of your left thigh, drop it down to the outside of your left calf. Notice that familiar stretch in that wide straddle we started with. Maybe if possible for the backside of your left heel, press into your left hand to raise your hips up and find a very full stretch if you're ready for it. No big deal if it's too much. Take baby steps out of it. Breathe. And nice and slow, take your gaze down first and then lift your right hand, plug it down into the top space of your mat where it came from. Left hand is raised. Push down into your heels, lift your booty up. Take this left hand and reach to the outside of your right thigh. This can be a perfect amount to be exactly here, so that you feel rooted to both of your feet and you can feel supported in this right hand that's pushing down and gliding your shoulders away from your ears. Now, if this feels like a little bit too much for your hamstrings, always opt to bend your knees, both of your knees. Option again to grab to the outside of your right calf. Notice that deeper twist. Option for a fuller twist opening, grab for the back space of your right heel. Nice and slow, come forward. In your downward facing dog, take an inhale. Full breath, let it out, exhale. Lift off of your heels and then step forward, left foot first, right foot next, halfway lift, breathe in. Bow down and empty out, exhale. And again, let's rise, upward salute, lift your arms wide and all the way up so your palms meet. Take your hands together before your brows, lips, heart space. Inhale, arms rise over ears. Exhale, fold it down, melt into your mat. Halfway lift, take a deep inhale, step your right foot to the back space of your mat. Once you get to this nice lunge position, go ahead and ground into your back right knee. Big stretch for your front right hip flexor. Both hands are on the inside of your left foot. And like we did in the previous side, give yourself a moment to just kind of rock from side to side, untuck your back right toe so you can kind of really lean into this lunge that is a combination of a low lunge and also a lizard pose, yeah? Tuck your back right toes for that toe stretch. Walk your hands upright and nice and slow. You're going to lift the waist and pull back half splits. Left hand on the outside of your left leg, right hand just to the opposite side. Lean your waist down as you look forward. Exhale, chin to chest. Again, look forward, breathe in. Exhale, chin to chest. Come forward into the top space of your mat. Untuck your toes. Ground your hands, take a steady breath in, nice and slow, listen close, a different exit. Bend your back right knee and step it to the top space. Feet apart, hip width distance. Grab your block, chair pose, Utkatasana, sit low. Good. So while you have your block here in your hand, or your book, whatever you may have, I'd like for you to see that your feet are hip width distance. You've got a good expansion and spread of all 10 of your toes. Rest your heels down and then push your butt back. Yeah? Reach your hands forward of you. The widest way, hold this block and press your palms down so you can feel as much as you are feeling in your glutes and your legs. I want for you to feel the outside of your shoulders all the way to the top of your torso. No tension in the neck, give your head a little wiggle. Low belly is active, sink lower towards the floor. Then pause and then inhale, press back up. And then sink it lower to the floor. And then press back up. One more, low to the floor. Take this block and squeeze right between, this block right between your thighs. Hands together before your heart, lift your gaze forward. And then take a twist, left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. If you need to, bring the feet in a little bit so they can squeeze the block. Press the outside, the back side of your left arm to the right knee, and then turn your gaze right. More option to turn the gaze up to the sky, but if that's too much for your neck, just gaze either down or to the right. Breathe here for 3, 2. Good. Now your right hand wraps up to the sky. Your left hand, can you reach it downwards towards your toes? Inhale, reach all the way up. Straight legs, hold that block between your thighs. Palms together before your heart. Let's flow with the block. Inhale, hands rise overhead. Squeeze that block, exhale, fold forward, give a little bend into the knees. Halfway lift, inhale. Now come off of your heels, you're standing on your tippy toes, walk your hands forward, bend your knees, hop it back, hold the block. High plank to low plank, chaturanga. Up dog. And downward facing dog. Now as we hop back, we are also going to play with hopping forward. Bend your knees. Stand on your tippy toes, squeeze the block, look forward, hop and travel to the top space of your mat, halfway lift, forward fold. Chair pose, Utkatasana, keep squeezing that block. Sink your waist down, hands together before your heart. Wonderful. Now from here, lean forward, wrap your back right arm to the outside of your left thigh. Squeeze the block, look to the left, plug your left palm onto your right hand, turn your gaze upright. If that is ever too much, just simply gaze down. Here 4, 2 big breaths. 1 more full breath. Wonderful job, nice and slow. Inhale, rise back. Chair with the block. Exhale, stand straight. Wonderful job. Now if you can take that block and move it to the side. And then we'll find here block or blocks close to the top space of your mat. Because now I want for you to probably feel a little bit more work at the front of your hips. So let's take all this work to open up, stretch out your side of the hip. So balance pose on your left foot. Take your right knee up hip height. Stack your left ankle over your right ankle over your left thigh. Figure 4. Yeah. Flex toes. Lean your heart forward and head forward. Reach for your blocks. So here's the thing. Don't worry too much about a straight left leg. As a matter of fact, what I'd like for you to do is to bend your left knee. It'll feel like your whole right shin is coming forward, parallel to the top of your mat. And like we did in the lunge lizard, we kind of rock side to side. Please do that here in your figure 4 stance. Hold your figure 4 pose, but then we'll offer a bit more challenge only if you want to take it. You're good exactly here, right where you are, but if you want to add a bit more challenge for your balance today, a bit more energy to let go, what I'd like for you to do is to maintain a flexed right foot, maintain the bend in your left knee, and adjust your seat to drop down a little bit. Now you've got two blocks, right? Take your right hand onto the block at your left, and then walk that block back a little bit so that your right arm, the back side of your arm, can rest on the sole of your right foot. Keep the gaze down. This will help you to find foundation with a deeper twist. If you want to test your balance, take the gaze over to the left, test it more, reach your left arm up to the sky. Allow there to be a little wiggle, allow the arch of your foot to really work here. Left hand, if you've lifted it to the sky, place it to the small of your back, look down. Take your right hand right before your heart. Slow and easy, lift your chest, straighten your left leg, lift your right knee up. Step this right foot all the way to the back of your mat, supported warrior 3 pose. You can stay in supported warrior 3 with the block or ground your hands down onto your mat. Standing splits, fold a little deeper over your left thigh as you point your right toes up to the sky. Bend your top right knee, keep it up, keep going, you can do it. Ground your hands on the blocks, lift off of your left heel. Notice left heel when it rises, your thigh comes closer to your left belly. Look forward, pistol squat. Take your right thigh, right heel forward to the front space of the room. Now you're in that toe stand, right? On the left foot, squeeze your thighs together like we practiced squeezing the block. Can you keep the gaze forward? And just breathe, relax your shoulders, open up your heart, deeply in, fully out. Good, now nice and slow, as best as you can, push into the blocks, step down your right foot next to the left toes, ground your heels, and fold forward. So again, just a reminder, purpose of practice is to kind of relax your body when you feel like you are getting anxious, especially maybe this week for you. It's definitely something for me. But a part of like me getting anxious is sometimes I tend to hold things in. So purpose of practice is to really focus on putting energy towards something to help it to be released, if that makes any sense. So keep doing a good job. Forward fold, top space of your mat. Let's find a flow, just a simple sine, halfway lift. Forward fold. Rise and stand, lift your arms all the way up over your head, gaze up. Open wings, open heart. Dive it down, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Hydro plank chaturanga. Upward facing dog, inhale, look up, push your hands down, shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, downward facing dog, take your hips home. Pedal that out. So what we did on that left foot standing, we'll take it on the right side. Bend your knees like we did with the block, just practice without it now. Hop to the top of your mat. Half lift, inhale, forward fold, exhale. Stand all the way up, palms together before your heart. Bear in mind, my 2 blocks are still at the top space of my mat, so I'd like for you to keep that there for yourself too. Separate your feet apart, hip width. And now we balance on the left foot first. We'll balance on the right foot next. So spread all 5 of your right toes. And I do find it helpful to bend into the right knee to activate the glutes, wake up the power of the chest, then to mindfully lift the left knee hip height. Grab for your shin or the front of your knee to give yourself more lift and more leverage to sweep this left foot over to the right thigh. When you bend your right knee, you can feel your left shin kind of just sliding down front of your right leg. Figure four pose. So here we are again. Grab for your 2 blocks. Flex your left toes. Just kind of move your waist side to side.
Motion detected at the front door.
Give it 2 more full breaths. And then I just want to offer you again, this is the perfect place to be, right? But if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, you've got these 2 blocks, and I'm really kind of focusing on the block at my right hand, yeah? Use your left hand to ground onto the block at the right, and then you'll walk this block back a little bit, so much so when you that you can ground your left palm down, and the back of my left arm is resting at the ball mound of my left foot. So left arm, left foot. Right hand to the waist. Give yourself a moment to breathe into the right body. And then if you want more, turn your gaze right. Work the arch of your right foot. If you want a little bit more, open your right wing to the sky. Go ahead and take your right hand to the small of your back. Keep your left toes flexed. Trust. Left hand to your heart. Slowly rise all the way up. Take this left foot, send it all the way to the back space of your mat. Supported warrior 3. A block below each of your hands. Left heel up to about hip height, right? Or standing splits. Fold deeply over your right leg. Point your toes up and breathe. Grab for your blocks. Bend your top left knee. Lift off of your right heel so you're on your right tippy toes. The transition, slow and focus, pistol squat. Sweep your left thigh towards your chest, then swing your left leg forward. Walk the blocks wider and back to help you out. Squeeze your thighs together. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Bend your left knee. Step your left toes next to the right toes. You're on both tiptoes, all 10 toes. Hands can come together before your heart.
Motion detected at the front door.
Chest towards your thumbs. Very proud and open stance. Take an inhale. Full breath. Let it out. One more time. Take a big breath in. Open up your mouth and empty. Let it go. Set your hands down onto your mat. Seal your heels down to the floor. Good. Nice and steady. Walk your left foot all the way to the back space of your mat and ground down your back left knee. Lizard lunge. Go ahead and walk your right foot out a bit wider. And then if you'd like to, you can use a block or 2 to rest down onto your forearms. Breathe. From your lizard lunge, if you'd like to, if it is possible, I'm going to take a transition to side plank. But if you want to follow in this transition, follow with me. Ground your left elbow down and then your left palm down so that you've got your forearm parallel to the top edge of your mat. And then from there, tuck your back left toes, lift off of your back left knee. Walk this right foot, heel toe out wider so you can feel the opening of your hip. Then go ahead and roll to your left pinky toe, left heel. Take your right hand to your right hip. Slide your right toes in closer to your body. And then if it is possible, step your right foot over your left foot. Forearm side plank, breathe in. Full breath out. Reach your right arm up to the sky. Please flex all 10 of your toes. On the exhale, weave your right arm underneath your left thigh. Look towards your hand. Inhale, pull it up. Exhale, wrap it under and watch your right hand reach. Inhale, pick it up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, pick it up. Nice and slow. Ground down your right forearm where your left palm is, and then slide to all 10 toes. Left hand, left elbow, parallel to your right arm. Forearm plank pose. Then to Sphinx. Ground to your top thighs. Untuck your toes. Look up, look forward. Great. Then tuck your toes back to forearm plank pose. So push your palms down, hug your elbows in, nice and slow. Tuck the toes to lift your knees up. Without yanking into the low back, lift from your thighs, lift your butt up. Big belly breath in. Full breath out. Right hand, left shoulder. Left hand, right shoulder. Here for 3, 2, 1. Ground your hands down. Interlace all 10 fingers. Walk it into dolphin pose. On the tippy toes, stay right here. Bend your knees. Open up the shoulders and breathe. Hover your head. Back to a down dog. Ground your hands. Lift up into the sky. Wonderful. Step your left foot outside of your left hand. Walk your right foot back. Lizard lunge. Here we are again. So once more, you can, if you'd like, to stand your palms, or if you'd like to introduce a little bit more of a different sensation, you can, if you'd like to, ground your forearms onto a block, or maybe not even use the block, ground your forearms all the way down onto your mat to the floor. Give it 2 more breaths. And then side plank, your side plank, however you like to get into it, onto your right palm, or if you'd like to take the forearm side plank, drop your right elbow down and then take your right palm towards your left foot. So your forearm, right forearm, is parallel now to the top space of your mat. Tuck your back right toes, lift off of your back right knee, and then heel toe this left foot out back and wide. That way you've got some room to open up the hip, stack and roll to your right pinky toe, right heel. Take your left hand to your hip, step your left foot over the right foot. Breathe. Shrug your shoulder into the back of your ribs so it's nice and powerful. Lift your left arm up. Inhale, lift the waist up a little bit. Flex all 10 of your toes. Exhale, twist. Go ahead and reach underneath you, underneath your right body, gaze to your hand. Inhale, pick it back up. Exhale, reach and twist. Inhale, pick it back up. Exhale, reach and twist. Inhale, pick it back up. Nice and slow, take your left hand down where the right palm is, and then pivot, forearm plank pose, all 10 of your toes. Interlace your hands, breathe. 1 more breath in. Sphinx pose, lower to your thighs. Untuck your toes. Bring your gaze just beyond the tip of your nose. Inhale. Open up your mouth and empty. Exhale. Take your time to swim your hands all the way forward of your head. Ground your chin down. Separate your feet apart, hip width distance, and just kind of rock it out side to side. And now we'll take a half bow pose, right side, and then a locust pose on the left side. So swing your right arm back, grab for your big toe, Rather grab the palm of your right hand to the outer edge of your pinky toe, and then go ahead and kick into your right hand. Look forward, lift your back left toes up, lift your left hand up, and breathe here for 3, 2, and 1. Nice and slow. I'd like for you to switch it out mindfully. Let go of your right foot, swing your hands forward, palms reaching forward and facing down to the floor. Lift your hands up a little bit more, upright and wider, and then exhale, bring it down. Open up your mouth and exhale, let it go. Bend your back left knee. Palm of your left hand meets the outer edge of your left pinky toe, left foot. Flex your toes. Push your left thigh down to open up a little bit. Then lift your left thigh up. Lift your right foot. Hover up your right hand. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Slow release. Keep that back right foot up, right hand up. Let go of that half bow pose on the left side. Straight legs, straight arms. This time palms face up. Inhale, open it wider, look up. Breathe for 3, 2. Slowly raise it down at 1. Glide your hands in. Push into your mat, child's pose. Rock from side to side. Give it one more full breath. Take your time as you look forward. Walk your knees to your hands, just so that you can find a seat. Roll your shoulders up to your ears, down your back to your hips and heels, and then do that a couple of times more. Left hand to your heart, right hand falls just above it. Go ahead and lower your gaze down towards the top space of your mat, or feel free to close your eyes completely. Take some time to be still in this moment. And witness yourself taking a deeper breath of air in through your nose. Witness the release through your shoulders, the softness of your chest when you exhale. Thank you each so very much once again for sharing your time with me on your mats today. And being open enough to allow yourself to feel, because sometimes that is the hardest thing that we withhold from ourselves. And when we allow ourselves to kind of conjure up energy, movement, when we can start to feel that energy build, how beautiful it can be to find some sort of release as well. Our bodies are so intricate and vast, and at the same time, it's not just limited to the space, the physical touch from the outer skin, but how beautiful we can share the space of our bodies and the space that we are sitting in right now. So again, just a reminder to look in, to let go, so that you can fill up the space clearly of what you need to move forward. If you have a little extra time today, I'd like to invite you to lower down to your mat for a sweet shavasana. But if you'd like to just close here with me, hands together before your heart, your chest, Again, thank you so much for holding some time and space with me today. Enjoy the rest of your week. Namaste. Thanks, y'all. Thanks for flowing with me for 45 minutes. My dogs and my little guy, my little son was in the background, so I hope you enjoyed their energy in today's practice. I hope that you have a beautiful day, and again, just want to remind you that we have linked on our website and also on our social accounts and Facebook, www.blackswanyoga.com/live is the place where you can kind of drop donations for all of our teachers during this time. Have a good day. Thank you again.